bigger part is like when you're at your best, do you feel calm and highly focused, or is it more erratic focus, or is it more mellow focus? Like what is what is the energetic state when you're at your best?
I don't, the thing about when I really know that I've done the work is that it's there's a trudging energy to it. It's not because it's not mysterious anymore. Like I know what happens when I do the correct work. I know how it should feel. And I basically, if I really do that work and I just slog through it, and specifically, and it's the easiest for me is to apply it to acting because it's sort of like my first discipline is when I'm really asking myself the questions for every part of a script, because some things will just come naturally, like in anything, right? You're just like, I know how to do this. This is very intuitive. And then it'll present itself. There'll be a turn in the script. There'll be something where I'll go, ooh, that's interesting. And did I do the not sexy work, which is like, should I read the script one more time? Because I bet you that if this is good writing, they've given me a clue somewhere in this blueprint to figure out how to deliver this line, which right now seems a mystery to me. Or if I'm playing a real person, what don't I know about this? Like, for instance, right now I'm playing this, and I have an incredibly small part, but it's in this big fancy movie, and I'm playing this physicist in the 40s, which couldn't be any further from me, a no good actor in Hollywood who's a millennial. But
Yeah.
I,
I love the
I,
self-talk here. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, good.
we'll have plenty to dig in on.
Yeah,
But
right,
I,
good. Yeah.
but I think about this guy and I'm like, okay, well, he was in his 30s and he gets brought to New Mexico and he's from the East Coast and he brought his family with him, but like, and he's got this high calling, right? Like his country is calling on him to help win the war. And he's probably feeling very virtuous while also being like, I want to be with my kid. I want to be home. Like my wife's mad at me because I'm sitting with Oppenheimer for 15 hours a day. Like, and suddenly there's like these human connections where I'm like, I know that. I'll never know what it is to understand atomic theory, but I know that kind of emotion and I know this. But that only comes like I've literally read the script 10 times and watched a bunch of documentaries and it's just like time in. Did I spend enough time with it where I could make those conclusions? And they just don't usually happen rapidly in my experience.
Okay. All right. Part of the process. I get it. That's your training, so that you can metabolize all of the different bits of information and make it something that feels uniquely aligned with that person and who you are. Does that sound close?
Yes.
Okay. And so that's the answer to the question of working from the inside out. And then I think it feels like when you put that preparation in, you get to speak to yourself a certain way.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not that I am a no good millennial actor, right? Like what does it feel like, or what does it sound like when you are speaking well to yourself?
It's just it's very clear. You couldn't have done any more. You've you've worked to the best of your ability and your capacity. And if something doesn't work out from here on, it was outside of your control.